Hello, kindergarten. Welcome back to Plants with Miss Probst. Today, I have a lot of work to do, so this will be maybe 2 or 3 videos worth. So you're gonna see me looking exactly the same, but I have 3 objectives today. I got a bunch of new plants. I need to plant one in a pot to go inside. I need to fix my succulents, and I need to get my other plants that I bought into pots as well. So we have a lot of work to do today. Let's get there. Let me introduce to you my new plant. This is a milkweed plant. These are really pretty cheap, actually. This is only $6 at Lowe's and Home Depot. These do flower. No flowers on this one so far, but monarch butterflies really love milkweed plants, and usually if you look at them really closely while you're at Lowe's and Home Depot, you can kind of see if there's any caterpillars stuck to your plant already. While I was there, I thought I saw one, so hopefully we do have a 1 or 2 caterpillars or some caterpillar eggs on this plant so we can get some butterflies going. But milkweed is their favorite plant food, so if you buy one of these, you're usually going to get more butterflies, and I just want more butterflies, and it flowers and it's a cute green plant. So I bought this for the patio. This big guy is called a fiddle leaf fig tree. This is the one that's going inside. They like to be nice and air conditioned and have not a lot of sunlight. Like, they don't like to be directly outside, like in my yard, or maybe not even in the patio. So I'm going to put it next to my window inside so that it gets light, but not a lot of light, and it gets air conditioned so it's not too hot. It's a bit of a diva plant. It likes to be just like Miss Probst, not in the sun for too long, inside, chilling out in the AC. It's called a fiddle leaf fig tree because these leaves that come off of it are shaped like a violin or a fiddle, and they're very large leaves. They're about the size of my head. So I can't wait to get this little guy, big guy, into a pot and get him ready to hang out in my living room. Love these. They can get very, very tall, and I wanted a big tree for inside because the only plants that I have inside are the pothos. So I wanted a tree that I could have inside that'll look really pretty and make me happy right there inside of my living room, that can actually grow pretty big. I do have plans to get a rubber tree, which is the same family as a fiddle leaf fig tree, and they grow really big inside too. But I did not see one the other day, and I'm on the lookout for one. I also got this cute little arrangement of succulents. It has one of my favorite succulents, that little flower looking one. It has these, which are super cool. It almost looks like seaweed. It has an aloe plant. You know I love my aloe plants. And these are really tall succulents with the leaves here. And then in the middle have like these almost like coral reef looking guys. And I just like it because it's really green and it came in a pot already. And it'll just add some pizzazz to the patio. I also got a raspberry plant. Now this was actually really sweet because I was at Lowe's with Andy, and he came to me after getting some soil with this in the cart, and he says, because you love raspberries so much, why don't you try growing some? And I was like, that's a great idea. Let's see what can happen. So I'm really excited. It is very pokey. I need to try to find some gloves. I had gardening gloves. I don't know where they are. I think they might have gotten lost when we moved. But raspberry plant needs to go into a pot today as well. Also, for my big windowsill pot planter, I got more succulents to put in there because I am going to be getting rid of a lot of extra, so there might be a lot of extra space. So I wanted to get 2 nice big ones to put in there, and I don't have these yet, so figured why not, let's get more. Brief interruption. Would you look at how beautiful this leaf is? This leaf greeted me about a week ago by sprouting out. Okay, so this plant, and you can see it, a couple are coming out. We have one here that's green, Can you see this one? That one's green too. And there should be one coming out of here soon. Here and here. Now this plant is pretty funny. I picked it up because it was on clearance at the nursery, and I just had to have it when it was fully grown because all of the leaves looked like this, and some of them had a little bit of red. And these are actually called the Heart of Jesus plants. I don't know what the scientific name is, but I did a lot of research on it after I got it, and this plant actually, it does this whole thing where it sprouts leaves, and then the leaves die out, but you don't get rid of the plant because these little pokes and prods, which is basically I just pulled the leaves out once they were dead, and I left these in here. They're called pods, and once it's springtime again, they'll grow new leaves, and you really just kind of set it and forget it. It just kind of does its own thing. So I'm really excited because I saw this leaf sprout, and I've been waiting for so long with this pot of just dirt and pods, and it finally came out, and I'm really excited about it. Also, while I was at Lowe's the other day, I bought more sunflower seeds because I really have no idea why the sunflower seeds that we planted together are not sprouting. So I was like, let's just get new ones. And it turns out is that they have a germination period, and I think that the seeds that I had were too old. Also, I kept them outside, so they might have been like roasted by the sun. So I did plant these back in the back planter where we planted the other ones. So, and I just did that yesterday, so there's no news on that. But I did replace the sunflower seeds with fresh new ones, so hopefully we'll see that sprout. Okay, goal for right now is plant the fiddle leaf fig tree into a pot, plant the milkweed into a pot, plant the raspberry plant into a pot. We're planting 3 things into pots right now. Let's go. All right, so this is the pot that I have for my fiddle leaf fig. It's kind of like gray and looks kind of almost like cement, but it's plastic, and it's big enough for my tree. And I'm gonna double check that right now, just because I was kind of eyeballing it. But yes, if I can fit the plastic planter inside, then that means that it is the right size. I didn't realize it would just fit right in. But you know what I will do? I'm going to keep it in the pot for now because I have 2 others to pot, and that's going to be a hassle. What I will do right now is take my water and take a rag and clean the leaves because they do have residue on them from being at the store. But I will get holes drilled into this. I'm going to go ask Andy. So let's get holes in these 2 pots. This is for the raspberries, and this is for the fiddle leaf fig. So let's go do that now. I can't wait to surprise him and have him as a guest on the show. Hi! I need help. Say hello to your viewers. Four! Alright, now this one. This one's easy. It just has a purple one. Beautiful! Thank you. Do you have anything that you have to say or would like to say to the future of America?
Don't try this at home.
That's good advice.
Unless your parents help you.
Goodbye, Handy Andy. All right, we now have holes, 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 holes in our pots, ready for drainage. What we need to do first is get this milkweed into this blue pot. And again, it's almost the same size, which means that I found the correct size pot. Now, when you are transferring plants into a new pot, what you do is basically put your hand on the top of the soil and kind of put any leaves or vines around your fingers. You have a nice grasp of it, flip it upside down. It's gonna get dirty, that's just the way it is. And then you plop it back inside and kind of, before that I'm going to massage a little bit of the soil at the bottom, because this pot is taller than this pot, but this pot is a little bit wider than this pot. So let's see that in action, shall we? Look at all those roots, and you can see that when you buy these plants from the store that are in those regular black planter pots for a little bit too long, is that it has a lot of roots around the whole bottom of it. So I'm gonna put a little bit more dirt at the bottom of that pot just so that it has a little bit more room to root inside of that new pot. I have to do that with one hand though, so that should be exciting. I'm just gonna kind of squeeze the base a little bit, and that just kind of breaks up the dirt that's trapped in between the roots, so that it prompts it to grow more. So because when you squeeze it, some of the roots are going to become maybe broken or fractured, and it's actually going to want to heal itself, which means that it will grow more roots for the future. And that's just how easy it is to repot plants that you buy from the store into pots that you already own, or pots that you purchased because you like the way they look. All right, now every time that a plant gets a new home, you have to give it a nice first of housewarming water. And Handy Andy has invested in a hose for the patio for my plants and for the show. So I don't need my watering can, but I will lightly, because this a lot of water comes out of it because it's so high pressure, so I'm going to lightly shower it. Ooh, there's a mist setting. Let's try mist. A nice housewarming shower with beautiful. All right, we got one down. Let's try doing this raspberry plant now. I realize I'm really going to need some gloves. Let's go ask Handy Andy if he has some gloves for me. Hello again, Handy Andy. Do you have protective gloves? That raspberry plant is very pokey.
You can wear the black gloves.
Okay, where do I find said black gloves? We have acquired a glove. These are actually really thick. All right, I'll let you know if this doesn't work, but hopefully it will. Thank you.
I've got leather gloves.
Okay, I'll let you know. I made a banana bread. Let's try this out. So we're putting the raspberry plant into this pot. This is pretty big compared to the pot that it's in. So I'm gonna need dirt for this pot. I still have the dirt right here, as well as our trowel. We're gonna do the same thing as I said before with our protection now, because this one's very pokey. And we're going to take our plant. I'm going to interlace my fingers around the base of the plant so that it is supported. See, I have my fingers in between all the things that I'm pulling out. Now that we have this new plant into our new pot, there's a lot of space in between here, so I'm going to get more dirt again and fill up the space here after I give the topsoil a little bit of a massage. You have this new pot, and I think that what I want to do is just put that plastic pot in there for now, and if I see it's having problems and it needs to be kind of massaged a little, like I said, and put into something where it has a little bit more space, then I will put it in here later. what I would like to do is, like I said, clean off all the residue on the leaves because they're a little bit spotty. And if they have those water spots on the outside, then they can't actually take in the sunshine as much as they need to, and they won't get the nutrition that they need to grow. So I'm gonna clean off the leaves just with water and a rag. All right, got a clean rag and I have my spray bottle. Basically, just to clean the leaves, I'm gonna spray the leaf and wipe it. That's all I'm doing. And we have a beautiful, glossy, shiny, filly fig tree that we can put inside of my house. I'm going to water it because it is a little bit on the drier side. I'm just gonna mist it again with the hose. Now I just wiped off the leaves, so I'm definitely not gonna spray the leaves with water. That's how they got off. And I'm gonna go put it inside the house. All right, that was week 5 of Plants with Miss Probst. I'm going to save our succulent adventure for the following week, but I will be returning in just a few moments to do that today. So I'm going to be wearing the same thing. I will see you all next week. Bye.